buzzing with energy at Northside Sports Gym. Take a look. The first 6A matchup of the night. We got the Harlan Hawks. We got the Holmes Huskies. And the first set, wait for it. We're waiting. Here we go. First set dominated by the Hawks. 25-3 win. But in the second set, the Huskies found some rhythm. Getting it over to Emma Rios Robles. Found an opening for one of her 3 kills of the night. The Hawks would respond, finding J.C. Hall, who helped Harlan win the second set 25-20. Kind of a back and forth. Then in the third set, the Hawks kept soaring. Carrington, Crawford spiking it home with the kill, and Harlan would go on to win it 3-zip. Of course, second match of the night, we got O'Connor Panthers. We have the Warren Warriors. This is a 6A showdown. Got off to a fast start, too. Look at that. Jocelyn Joyner, wait for it. Beautiful setup and the kill. She was on fire in this one. The Warriors threw a haymaker back at them. Wait for it. Grace Owens hitting off the block for a point. Later in the first set, Madison Libson. Just wait for it. Here we go. Getting ready, and beautiful angled shot. Make sure to put the final score on the website, so don't go anywhere. Go to KSAT12. And, of course, District 14 5A D2 powerhouse. Alamo Heights are averaging about 65 points per game in the first 3 weeks of the season. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot for basketball, let alone football. Mules' scoring margin against only district opposition, it's an impressive 139, even though the Mules' potential potent attack and suffocating defense, this group refuses to take any opponent lightly. Next up, they got undefeated McCollum. They await the arrival of the Alamo Heights and head coach Ron Ritterman. They are preaching, stay humble, stay hungry.
The cool thing is I don't think we've reached our full potential. We're getting better week by week, and that's kind of the process that we try to implore on our guys, is just set the bar the first game and then be a little better the second game.
We make sure to respect all our opponents. I mean, at the end of the day, we know it's about us, what we do. We control what we can.
We just can't think of ourselves too highly. We need to go in like we do every game, and just, it's a new team every week. We need to look at it that way.
I love that. They really are staying humble. All right, last year the Mules went undefeated in their district schedule and finished the year as a regional semifinalist. McCollum and Alamo Heights, they kick off 7 o'clock this Friday. From high school to college, take a look. What a weekend we just had. This year's Roadrunners defense, they have a bunch of familiar faces and really helping the unit get off to a fast and effective start. 10 tackles behind the line of scrimmage they had on Saturday while holding Texas State. Yes, the Texas State. I know we have a lot of alumni here at KSAT. Texas State only had 31 yards on the ground.
We're very assignment sound this year. I feel like everybody has a good understanding of the defense, where they should be in the defense and where everybody else is. I feel like we've been very disciplined. I feel like we've just been playing as a team. You know, being physical is just part of us, it's part of our brand, is who we are. And we've been doing that for sure.
All right, so next up, they have Army. Army is 1-1. They visit the Alamo City this Friday, 6 o'clock kickoff. And then on September 23rd, Roadrunners in Knoxville, 3 p.m. kickoff against Tennessee.
It's good for a lot of reasons. It's good for our football team to get a win on the road. It's never easy to go on the road. It's never easy to win a college football game, you know, and especially after how week 1 went, it was good to bounce back and handle ourselves like pros and take care of business.
Of course, we know UTSA, not the only team in town. Incarnate Word football program had its way with Northern Colorado responding to its week 1 loss when they responded with a big old win. 42-7 victory in Greeley. Quarterback Zach Calzada. Yes, Justin Horn, the same Zach Calzada that was on Texas A&M. Got conference honors, throwing for 255 yards, 3 touchdowns, and Clint Collins' first win as head coach. The Cardinals stay on the road for a matchup against Abilene Christian University this Saturday, 7 o'clock. Then they're going to return home for a 3-game homestand. And yes, I did throw some shade at our Texas State alum who work here. I know RJ Marquez is a little upset about it.
I hope he'll get over it.
I'm a big Roadrunners fan. What can I say?
Hometown team.
All right.
One country is asking Apple to recall some of its iPhones. Why? It says the popular devices pose a health risk there. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has ordered several committee chairmen to launch an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. ABC's Ike Ajachi reports the White House and Democrats are dismissing the move, though, as extreme and a distraction.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy ordering other House leaders to begin an impeachment inquiry into President Biden over allegations he benefited from his son Hunter's business dealings. McCarthy is directing 3 House committees to continue their investigation. The Speaker claims the committees will now have subpoena powers, yet it's unclear as of now if this is entirely true.
We don't have the president's bank statements. We don't have Hunter Biden's bank statements. Providing information like that would answer the question. All we're looking at in an impeachment inquiry is answering the question.
Republicans have been investigating President Biden for 9 months, finding no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing. Less than 2 weeks ago, McCarthy said he wouldn't open an impeachment inquiry unless the full House voted for one. But the Speaker didn't about face after the far-right wing of his party pressured him, some even threatening to oust him as Speaker if he didn't move forward.
This is a baby step following weeks of pressure from House conservatives to do more. We must move faster.
But GOP House members forced to admit they don't yet have any evidence the president has committed any crimes.
Do you believe there's an impeachable offense that President Biden has committed?
Keep moving, guys. Gotta keep moving.
All I said is an impeachment inquiry allows us to get answers to the questions.
Keep moving.
Don't you think the public wants answers?
The White House blasting the move as extreme politics at its worst. Democrats calling it reckless.
This is an illegitimate impeachment inquiry. Period. Full stop.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says the impeachment inquiry is a distraction from the fast approaching September 30th deadline to pass a spending measure to keep the government open. McCarthy apparently launched the probe on his own because he didn't have enough Republican votes to support an impeachment inquiry of the president. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
Well, back here at home, delighted to say it is less than 90 degrees. Earlier, we were in the 70s. We said it at 9 a.m. I said 77 degrees. I thought it was a typo.
I was doing manual labor this morning, Justin, and I barely broke a sweat.
I was talking to people in the newsroom, and we were joking about the fact that in the spring, when it first hits 90, we all kind of groan, like, oh, man. And then in the fall, when we get down to 90, it's like a full-on celebration. It's funny how that
You're
works.
Right.
But as we look at the highs across the state, it is going to be cooler today in places like Amarillo and Lubbock. They've been dealing with some cool fall air. It's just not making it down here, at least yet. That frontal boundary has stalled out, so the push of cooler air is certainly not making it to San Antonio, and definitely will not make it down into places like Laredo and Brownsville, where it is going to be warm today. In fact, we could see some triple digits around Laredo, but at the moment, 60s and 70s to our north, 80s and 90s to our south. We're still kind of on that dividing line, which is that stationary frontal boundary. As we look at the satellite and radar, we've got some showers, some light showers working their way through Kerrville now. So if you're watching from Kerrville, a little bit of light rain for you. Nothing here in San Antonio. And we're still going to get some on and off clouds throughout the afternoon, which should keep temperatures in check. But what we're watching is what will develop out here. If we can get some storms out to our west, there are some indications that we could see a cluster of storms work at least into our western counties tonight and try to hold on as they move towards San Antonio by tomorrow morning. They'd probably be weakened by then, but something to watch. We'll keep it a 30% chance of rain tonight. Temperatures should top out in the low 90s today. That's about it. Cloud cover again is helping. 90 at 7 o'clock, 82 at 10 p.m. And notice we have that 30% chance of rain in there. And there are more opportunities going forward of rain chances. We'll have another look at the 7-day forecast for you here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis once again pushing to hold one trial in October for all 19 defendants in that Georgia election subversion case. The judge in the case expected to issue a decision in the coming days, but has already expressed heavy skepticism of holding one big joint trial. The filing was a follow-up to a hearing last week where Willis's prosecutors made arguments about trial timing and keeping the case together. Now, some of the defendants have already invoked their right to a speedy trial, while others, including former President Donald Trump, oppose the fast-track timeline. All of the defendants in the case have pleaded not guilty.
700 hours. That's about how long it would take the Senate to individually process and vote on each of the hundreds of military officers whose promotions are being blocked by Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville. That's according to a congressional research service. Tuberville has placed a blanket hold on the nominations in protest of the Pentagon's reproductive health policies. So the Senate has been unable to confirm the nominees by unanimous consent, leaving service members in limbo. Tuberville has repeatedly responded to criticism of his hold by saying Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer could theoretically bring each nominee to the floor one by one and confirm them.
North Korea's Kim Jong-un vowed full and unconditional support for Russia's Vladimir Putin. Now, this comes as the two leaders held a summit. The meeting lasted over 4 hours at Russia's spaceport in the Far East. Now, it underscores how their interests are aligning in this chaos over Ukraine. Now, Putin is believed to be seeking something that North Korea has an abundance of: stockpiles of aging ammunitions and rockets.
In Morocco, the death toll continues to inch toward 3,000. Meanwhile, rescue teams race against time to try to find the survivors 5 days after that powerful earthquake devastated Marrakech's region. Those crews are getting help from other countries, including Spain, the United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar. Morocco has limited the amount of aid allowed into the country in response to the earthquake, and they have greenlit crews from only those 4 countries. It says it wants to avoid being, quote, counterproductive, end quote. Right now, emergency responders are in the mountains of Morocco, where bodies remain buried under dust and rubble. The United Nations estimates that 300,000 people were affected by this magnitude 6.8 quake.
And speaking of natural disasters, the devastation in Libya following those catastrophic floods. As ABC's Ian Pannell reports, more than 5,000 people feared dead, thousands still missing.
The devastation after the storm. More than 2,000 confirmed dead, with as many as 10,000 missing. The storm waters breaching 2 dams, unleashing catastrophic flooding. The waters surging through the Libyan city of Derna. Satellite images show what it was like days earlier. Now, a quarter of Derna has been simply wiped off the map. Emergency workers have recovered more than 2,000 bodies so far, but officials fear the death toll will be far greater, with as many as 10,000 still missing and more than 40,000 displaced. Starting Sunday night, Mediterranean storm Daniel hit the coastal city with more than 15 inches of rain in 24 hours. Residents reported hearing sounds like explosions as the dams gave way under the weight of the storm water. There used to be a dam, this man says. Now it's just soil. Red Crescent emergency teams moved through the deluged roads, helping others and trying to open blocked storm drains. The floods leaving scenes of utter devastation in its wake that speak to the power of the waters that swept through here and out to sea. Rescue teams having to use boats to search for survivors. The destruction is everywhere. This resident showing the high water marks and the damage left as the waters recede.
Limited international aid is now starting to arrive in the disaster zone. The United States, among other nations, sending much needed aid, but the response is hindered by a country divided by 2 competing governments, ongoing conflict and a crumbling infrastructure. Ian Pannell, ABC News in London.
So we've seen the new iPhones, but guess what? France wants to recall some iPhones, not the new ones. They said there's a health issue with the old ones. How and why they're asking Apple to make safer devices. Welcome back. France is warning that your iPhone could be a health hazard. According to a French agency, the iPhone 12 emits too much radiation, and France wants Apple to take it off the market in their country. The agency says that in the meantime, it wants Apple to find a fix for phones that are already being used. France says it will monitor corrective updates to the iPhone 12 and that Apple will have to recall phones in France that were already sold if the updates don't work. Apple disputed the findings and said the device complies with all regulations governing radiation. Now, the French agency says it recently checked 141 cell phones for electromagnetic waves capable of being absorbed by our bodies.
As much as $135 billion in fraudulent COVID-19 pandemic unemployment insurance claims were likely paid out. That's according to a report from the U.S. Government Accountability Office. The figure equates to as much as 15% of the total unemployment benefits distributed during the pandemic. The Department of Labor says the office is likely overestimating the actual amount of fraud. The findings shed light on the numerous schemes to steal money from a range of hastily implemented pandemic relief programs. Last year, President Joe Biden signed 2 partisan bills into law that are supposed to hold individuals who committed fraud under pandemic relief programs accountable.
Let's take a quick live look out at the Alamo City. It is really nice to have it under 90 degrees, although it would be nice to, see some blue skies and some sunshine, Justin.
I like the shade.
Mixed reviews here.
A little gloomy for me.
It is a little cloudy right now, Max. I can tell you the sun will pop out this afternoon, and we are going to get some warmer numbers. Right now, 85. That's as far as we've gone. But I do think we jump into the 90s, a little bit above average today, but not by a lot. And the record is not in jeopardy. That was set back in 1912. And in fact, I think we'll get even cooler weather as we head into the weekend and next week. Details on that coming up.
Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. So you've been telling us you've been doing the manual labor this morning. What exactly
I even
were you
have
doing?
a boo-boo.
Yeah. Look at that. Battle wound.
50-pound sacks, offloaded about 100 of them this morning.
Nice. Setting up a stadium?
No.
Flex for everyone in San Antonio.
Showing off the gun.
Justin, you just repeated it too. I think Ursula has you beat.
She might. I mean, that's some heavy lifting this morning. I'm glad the weather cooperated for you.
Well, thank you very much for that, because I don't think this job would have been done.
It is nice. It is nice to see the temperatures that we've been dealing with, and we're going to get some more comfortable temperatures coming up. As we look at the satellite picture right now, we've got some clouds coming through. Nothing that is bringing down any rain with it, but it is keeping temperatures in check. Like yesterday, the cloud cover really helping. We'll see some periods of sun today where the sun pops out, but we'll also see some cloud cover. And as long as we have that, temperatures should behave. Lower 90s at best, lower to mid 90s. We do notice a few showers up there around Kerrville. Those are drifting off to the north and east. And as we look at the big picture here, a lot of rain out in parts of West Texas. You see some showers trailing through central Texas and then just south of Dallas. Just not a lot here. And we're not going to rule out a few isolated showers this afternoon. I just don't know that we're going to see a whole lot. And here's a look at the radar. And I wanted to zoom in a little bit on Kerrville because we are seeing a little bit of light rain there. And I know it's not much, not a thunderstorm or anything like that, but nice to see a few very light showers coming through. So there could be some sprinkles on the sidewalk if you're watching us from Kerrville, and certainly in Hunt. Rain's coming down right now. I may have to use the windshield wipers. As we look at the forecast and go into this afternoon, this is 5 o'clock, it does still show a few of these sprinkly showers around, but what we'll focus on is what's happening out here. Well out to our west, around Fort Stockton. If we can get some storms to blossom out there and come together in a cluster of storms, there's an opportunity that this cluster works in our direction as we get into the overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning. Now, this particular model has it dying down by the time it gets to San Antonio, but our western counties could get some decent rain out of this if this is how it plays out. Now, models always have a hard time sort of figuring these out and getting the exact path correct and how long they'll hold together, but I think the general idea is here looking at several of the computer models. So we're going to keep some rain chances in overnight, and this could affect the morning commute too if these showers stick around through, say, 7, 8 o'clock. So we'll certainly keep you posted via the KSAT weather app. That's the best way you can get the forecast, and you can look at the radar on there too. 30% chance of rain during the late afternoon hours going into tonight. 80 at 11 p.m., 79 midnight. 79 at 1 a.m. Still looking at the rain chance there. As we go outside for you, still mostly cloudy. 85 in San Antonio, 83 Seguin, 82 Bernie, 83 Kerrville. Honestly, those are some pretty nice temperatures considering where we've been most of the summer. And with that weak frontal boundary still situated across the area, 70s and 80s up in the hill country, and then we'll get 90s down to the south of San Antonio. We're still on that sort of dividing line, if you will, here in town with that weak frontal boundary kind of snaking through or just north of Bexar County. 77 Los Maples right now, 85 Bulverde, 86 in New Braunfels. Very quickly, let's check in on the tropics. We've still got Margot and Lee, and another system that has a lot of promise here. Now, the latest models do take this off to the north and does not affect any sort of land. But Lee, Category 2 storm now, winds at 110 miles per hour. It has made the turn. Latest forecast takes it close to Cape Cod as a Category 1 storm, and then moving it up into parts of northeast Maine and Canada, weakening as it does, but it's still going to bring some good rain and some gusty winds up there. And folks across the Northeast are still going to get gusty winds, just not the strongest part of this hurricane. Still definitely a big issue, though, for, again, parts of Maine and Canada as that moves north by, say, this weekend and into early next week. Our extended forecast, 97 tomorrow, 94 Friday. Our best chance of rain probably comes late Friday night into Saturday, when we're going to call for a 50% chance of rain. Still some showers and even a few storms around on Saturday before we clear out starting on Sunday. Then we'll get some drier air, some more comfortable temperatures. 70 Monday morning, 70 Tuesday morning. A good looking 7-day forecast. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. We checked in with Mike earlier in the show. We saw hot dogs, but they have so much more than that on Today SA Live. It's a performance for a good cause.
And Mike, you're live at Market Square this time. I don't have coffee, but I'm going to have entertainment.
Yes, indeed. And we have the Sam Houston High School Marching Band. If you remember, they kicked off our very first show 9 years ago. Big fundraiser going on tonight. We're going to tell you all about that to help raise money for these folks. Also, we have comedian Claude Stewart here. Have you ever been introduced by a high school band before?
I haven't. I love the band. I'm the best alarm ever. I play the air drums.
I do too.
Yes, really? Well, air tambourine, both of them.
Yeah, so air guitar. Yeah, okay.
Stick around. We're going to find out what's in my hair. Is it Velcro? Is it gel? Is it Viagra? Come on.
Thanks, I gotta follow that one up. So, all right, Jen is out live with some of the best fried chicken.
That's right. Yeah, lots of laughs over there on the studio. Yes, it is Korean-inspired fried chicken. Need I say more? We're at BBQ. We'll tell you about the name because it's not what you think, and also all the different flavors, and they have lunch specials too. We'll tell you about that.
I got something that can compete with that fried chicken. Look at these dogs. Wienerville is here. We've got the Wemby, we've got the Danish, we've got the Mexican. We need your help to decide what would be on the perfect San Antonio dog. Scan that QR code right there, and you can throw in. We've got some great ideas already going on right now. If you could smell what I smell right now, absolutely wonderful. My mouth is watering. That and a whole lot more, and we're going to get a performance from the Sam Houston High School Band.